Kevin Durant. Stop trying to make Lonzo into Magic Johnson. Let Lonzo be Lonzo. Let these players be themselves. And then we probably would be a whole lot better off, I think. And Lakers fans, you still are stupid. I don't like a lot of them.
Oh, no, that rant was so classic. But yeah, that's pretty much the breakdown of the Lakers. I wanted you to...
We're not going to be that good. 30 games
30
at
games.
most.
No playoffs like LeVar said? What did he say, 40?
Yeah, no playoffs.
40 wins for you guys.
We'll be the third. Well...
That's a tough division. Y'all ain't coming out of the division.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Sacramento might end up at the bottom just by default.
I think Phoenix is going to be the worst.
Yeah, Phoenix, Sacramento.
Followed by Sacramento, by the Lakers. Sacramento, LA flip-flop.
Yeah.
Sacramento might be a little better because of the veteran leadership. But I mean, Vince Carter is like 85 and Zebo needs are like 105.
Right.
So I'm not really sure. But on to the next team in LA, the Clippers, who shockingly is winning without CP3. Blake Griffin has stepped it up. He's hitting 3-pointers now. I don't know where the hell
he ain't played in 2 years, so
he should be fresh.
Worked on something,
Yeah, them knees is roll ready right now. He's not punching people out.
Exactly.
Breaking his hand. Bone. Whoa there, Bone Thugs.
Blake Griffin, I'm glad he worked on something. But, really watching them, when I watch them, they're moving the ball. They're running plays, which I've never seen a Doc Rivers team do, ever in my life. And they're moving the ball, they're passing it, they're looking pretty good. And I'm tempted to say Chris Paul was the reason why they couldn't do nothing.
I tell you what, one of the most exciting signings that I've had was the Clippers signing Milos Teodosic, excuse me. I like Milos, man. I was following him closely only because there were rumors that the Chicago Bulls were going to sign him. He reminds me of Ricky Rubio, but he can shoot. Mm-hmm. Very smart guy. Now, he's a 30-year-old rookie. But maybe that's perfect for the Clippers because they are not a young team. They're more of a veteran team.
Yeah.
And they needed that Chris Paul-like point guard. Now, he's not Chris Paul, but he can run an offense.
Yeah.
And he can shoot better than Chris Paul. Then you got Patrick Beverly, who can spare him, a defensive stopper. It's a real good mix-up. So they kind of, in a way, almost washed Chris Paul out. But, I mean, Chris Paul is one of the best point guards in the league. It's not really... I didn't think it would be that easy to replace him. But right now, the Clippers...
Whoa. Chris Paul is what now again? Come again?
Chris Paul is one of the best point guards in the league.
Chris Paul, I can't stand him. I'm just being honest. I can't stand him. If you look at that team, they're way better without Chris Paul. They're running plays. Chris Paul just stand there and dribble with his big old head. That's all he's doing. Dribble. Oh, no. Skirt. Dribble. And now they're actually running plays. I had no respect for Doc Rivers as far as calling plays. I watched that Laker game, and I got a teeny witsy bit of respect for Doc Rivers, the way they was moving that ball. Now you look at Houston, Chris Paul, dribble. James Harden, dribble.
Chris Paul doesn't fit.
No.
And we're going to get into that next, but Chris Paul is
overrated.
He's been to the playoffs how many times?
It doesn't matter. He can't get past the second round.
He doesn't get past the second round. But he is one of the main reasons why they're there. Especially when Blake goes down, when his period comes on and he decided to take a game off. Chris Paul is the one that used to carry the Clippers.
He wasn't carrying nothing. Dribble.
Josh, look at the rest of the team.
Dribble.
DeAndre Jordan.
I just
Austin Rivers.
Damn right, Austin.
They had JJ Redick.
JJ.
Two Duke players.
Overrated.
Two Duke players on one team is usually a recipe for disaster.
Overrated. Chris Paul. Overrated.
I can't believe it.
I'm just being honest.
On to the best
team. Way better
team
without him.
In the NBA.
Way better without him.
Only time will tell.
They're better without
They are the Clippers.
That is true as well.
So, they'll probably lose 10 in a row for the next 20 games. Golden State Warriors picked up Swaggy P And he looked like the biggest acquisition in the world after one game.
He did.
He dropped like, what, 26 on the bench?
Yeah, he was getting it in.
Golden State right now is fighting people. Jerseys are ripping. Steph Curry throwing mouthpieces at refs.
Yeah, that was a little weird stuff. Like,
Katie is Katie, cussing all that.
Yeah.
Like, people are freaking out right now whether they're in the 6th spot after 8 games.
Yeah.
There's nobody.
They're not trying.
Yeah.
I don't think. That's the only thing. They're not
cruise
trying.
control.
And Draymond trying to kind of spark a little fire under him. Steph tried to do it with the throwing of the mouth guard. But it's just, they're just like, nah, we wait until, wake us up when it's June.
Nobody's beating Golden State.
And not in June. You better take your shots now.
I do like the rookie that they picked up. You want to know why I like him so much, Josh?
Sure, no.
Guess who drafted him and traded him for a bag of chips?
The Chicago Bulls.
The Chicago Bulls.
Yeah, Jordan Bell. Correct?
Jordan Bell out of Oregon University was the Chicago Bull, and we traded him for Bible verses.
He starts over there from game to game, from time to time. I'm just saying.
Pathetic.
Yeah.
But so out of the Pacific Division, I don't even think it's an argument. It's going to be Golden State.
It should be
coming up out of here. Last but not least, the Southwest Division, which is San Antonio, Dallas, Memphis, Houston, and New Orleans. Probably the most boring division in the Western Conference. You got San Antonio just doing San Antonio things, man. Have they lost the game yet?
Yeah, they lost to Orlando.
They lost to Orlando.
They got beat pretty bad by Orlando.
Was that the first loss of the season?
Yeah, it was.
They were due for that. San Antonio, they're just unreliable. Kawhi is not even on the court yet, and they got one of the best records in the NBA. They just pop.
The thing with me for them is, like, you know how Aldridge, everybody was like, get this guy out of here.
I didn't think it was a good fit. And then he got a contract extension by San Antonio.
He did. I don't know how he did that, but he's playing well, so it's like I can't complain too much, because he definitely turned it around, and I wasn't expecting that. A lot of people were just thinking he'd be out the league here come this time around.
I didn't. After last year, I was like,
LaMarcus trying to trade him.
Don't fit with this team. Yeah, they tried to trade him in the offseason, in the draft. Couldn't find nothing for him, and then out of nowhere, they gave him an extension.
He played pretty well. He's
been
games,
balling so far.
And he got that extension. When Kawhi comes back, is what everybody will be looking for. So can he coexist
when Kawhi come back
with Kawhi? Yeah, he was pretty good by himself when it's just him and Rudy Gay out there on the wing.
That's the thing with LaMarcus. LaMarcus shows out when he's the focal point of the offense, but in the playoffs, of course, the offense was running through Kawhi, and he was just lost.
Yeah.
So I want to keep a close eye on that.
And their point guard they have, he's not a rookie.
Second year, DeJounte Murray.
I like
that dude.
6'5".
Yeah, he's nice.
They don't even need Tony Parker. Tony Parker's cleared, I heard. But, he's going to come off the bench.
Is this Ginobili last year? Ginobili is like 135.
This should be, but who knows? He's 40.
Him and Parker.
He's 40, but he might be. But he's looking pretty good, too. So
I like him, man. I like Kyle Anderson. Kyle Anderson reminds me of, and I know he don't listen to the podcast because I think he's still upset because I married my wife.
Okay.
He had a big crush on her, but
really?
I don't give a shit.
Okay.
Alan Pulley, if you're listening, what's up, Alan? I ain't got nothing but love for you. But that's who he reminds me of. Back in high school, Alan had this. He looked slow. Yeah. But he was not slow at all. To me, it was smooth as hell.
Okay.
He was the smoothest player I've ever seen in my life, like in real life. Yeah. Alan Pulley. Pulley, I'm joking with you, bro. Like, ain't nothing but love, man. That's who Kyle Anderson is. It's very slow-like, but it's smooth.
He's, what's his face? The one they let go. He used to play for Charlotte.
Boris Diaw?
Yeah. He's their new Boris Diaw, but he's 20-something. So, Boris, we don't need you.
He's a younger Boris Diaw.
Yeah.
Dallas Mavericks, they're going to be pretty bad.
Dennis Smith should be.
But Dennis Smith, Dennis Smith Jr.
I mean, you can't count out Carlisle. Like, I mean, I'm not going to say Carlisle's team's going to be a number,
I mean, Harrison Barnes is Harrison Barnes.
Oh, yeah, that was a major mistake.
Golden State shouldn't even have a blemish in their finals record if it wasn't for Harrison freaking Barnes.
You're right.
North Carolina should have another championship if it wasn't for freaking Harrison Barnes.
Man, you know you love Harrison.
I wanted to break his legs. My most hated North Carolina Tar Heel of all time, besides Rashard snitching McCants.
Oh, so you admit it. He was telling the truth. He was snitching and telling the truth. So you admit it, huh?
I didn't say that at all.
You got him a snitch. What was he snitching about?
He just opened his mouth.
Okay.
He opened the allegations that were completely false, according to the NCAA.
I wouldn't say they said it was false. They
couldn't find anything significant.
That's different from being false. If you can't find it.
All I know is I am upset that McCants is allowed to play in Ice Cube. He should be floating up a river somewhere.
Floating up a river, huh?
Now, I'm not implying that someone goes out and kill him.
I think you are.
Just, put him in a flotation device and send him to Alaska.
Okay.
Then what happens from there, it just happens.
Okay.
I'm not saying you should go out and do it.
I think you are.
But I'm just saying. He's the reason why the allegations opened up against North Carolina in the first place.
We'll see.
Snitch. I bet not ever see you, McCants. Ever. Memphis Grizzlies are...
That's surprising me.
Like, how, man? They got rid of everybody.
Yeah. I don't know how they decided to do that, or...
Gasol looked like he lost a ton.
Yeah. Gasol out here shooting threes and then posting up and running the fast break and... Wow.
I mean, Memphis is surprising. I guess Conley is worth every penny that they gave him.
Could be.
But that is by far the biggest surprise in the Western Conference.
They're 5-1. 5-1. Right
5-1 Memphis. Wow.
Yeah. I don't know too much. Like, I know Marc Gasol.
I haven't been following them too much. I've heard that the small forward, came from Dallas.
Came from Dallas?
Yeah.
Memphis? Oh, Chandler Parsons?
Chandler Parsons. Supposedly he has this new role, and he's helping out tremendously. I haven't seen or heard anything from Memphis.
No.
I looked at the standings today when I was getting ready for the podcast. I was like, Memphis is number 1 in the West?
Yeah. You got it.
Funny, man. Me and Diddy
I
was on this show one time, and we was talking about who's coming out. He mentioned, don't sleep on Memphis, because they always... And I laughed. Look at that. 5-1, the Memphis Grizzlies.
Pretty much right.
Off to Houston.
Wow.
They picked up CP3, which I thought was horrible.
Terrible, folks.
You have James Harden, who was an MVP candidate, with the ball in his hand, and then you're taking the ball out of his hand. Now, I don't know if you've seen CP3's show that comes on ESPN with Jay-Z and others.
No.
He was talking about how excited he was to play off the ball, and he was getting tired of having the ball in his hand all the time.
He's lying.
And doing what you were saying, just dribble. I want to say he actually said that, as a matter of fact, just dribble. But I'm like, that's your game, Chris Paul. You dribble.
Yeah.
And you set up plays. You're not a shooting guard. You're not a shooter. You actually hit your jumpers off the dribble. Off a pick and roll.
Yeah.
Not just sitting over there in the corner.
Yeah. You like to just dribble and make everybody else stand there and...
Oh, my God.
And then you decide to pass it to them and they may can hit a jump shot or two. But nobody's looking at you to score 40 points a game.
Yeah, it's just... I don't think it's a good fit.
No.
I didn't think it when they made the trade. And now, with him sidelined... Houston looks a lot better.
Already hurt. Just get on the banana boat with LeBron and go to Cleveland for the mid-level exception. Just like D-Wade. Just get on it, please, so you can finally win you a first ring.
Oh, my God.
And get past the first, second round.
Can you please
get to a conference final? At least Melo been to a conference finals.
That team in New Orleans was nice. Him and who's on that
It
team?
was a
Trevor
Lakers time.
Ariza?
Yeah, it was it was before them when they were pretty decent. Was it Trevor? I think Trevor went out. I don't remember.
Was Gordon on that team? Eric Gordon?
I believe so. Yeah.
And Kyle Anderson? Not Kyle. Ryan Anderson? We need a power forward for New Orleans?
I don't remember. Like, it was it Monty
Tyson
Williams?
Chandler?
Tyson Chandler, yeah. I believe so, was on there.
I want to say Ryan Anderson. I don't know if Ryan Anderson.
I don't remember.
I don't think Ryan Anderson in there, Gordon. I can't